Hello everyone, in this lecture we'll be discussing the syllabus of geography. Now before starting you will see that there are diagrams written on many places of this document. Now what I mean by diagram is that you should have a small and brief diagram for each and every topic prepared with you so that you can replicate them within 15 to 20 seconds in your mains examination. Now here I'm trying to show the shoaling effect of tsunami. Okay, this will be my fault or fault line, and then this is deep ocean. I will put this inside a box, and in bottom I will write FIG figure, and in this I will write shoaling effect of tsunami. I hope this is clear to you how you have to make brief and lucid diagrams. So let us begin with our syllabus discussion. At first we have features of world physical geography. In this we have geomorphology. In this the first topic is origin and evolution of Earth. You should have a just brief overview of this topic. You do not have to study each and every part in this topic. Then we have interior of Earth. In interior of Earth we have direct and indirect sources. So what are some of the direct sources? Like we have lava, deep sea mining, etc. And in indirect sources we have meteors, then we have earthquake, etc. Then in earthquakes we should know the definition of earthquake, how do they occur, their diagram, along with the three kinds of wave, that is the P, S and L waves, and the shadow zone of earthquake should be known to us. Then in structure of the earth you should know about the three layers, that is the lithosphere, the mantle and the core, and what is the composition of these layers. Then we have volcanoes. What is the working principle of volcano should be known to us, along with the types of volcanoes. So in types we have shield volcano, then we have composite volcano, etc. Then we have volcanic landforms. In volcanic landforms we have two types, that is extrusive and intrusive. So in extrusive we have plateaus, then there can be lava traps. One of the example of this is Deccan traps. Then in intrusive we have still, dikes, lopolith, etc. And again you should have diagrams prepared for each and every topic which I have discussed. Then we have distribution of continents and oceans. In this we have various theories, that is the sea floor spreading, plate tectonics and other theories. So in this you should know what are the assumptions of these theories, what is their working principle and what are their limitations. Again you should prepare diagrams for these topics. Then we have rocks. In this we have three types of rocks, igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rock. So you should know the definition of each one of them, how are they formed and what is their feature, along with their example should be known to us. Say the example of sedimentary rock is sandstone. Similarly, what is the example of metamorphic rock? In metamorphic rock we have marble, like this. Then we have rock cycle. So you should know how igneous rock, sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock are interrelated to each other via rock cycle, and you should have a knowledge of this rock cycle in diagrammatic form. Then we have two types of processes, that is the endogenic and exogenic processes. The endogenic processes take place inside the earth, and one of the example is earthquake. The exogenic processes takes place on the surface of earth, and its examples are weathering, erosion, mass movement. So these processes along with their diagram should be prepared by you. Then we have landforms and their evolution, features, erosional, depositional and diagrams. Okay, let me rub it somewhat here. This wants to say that what are the various landforms formed due to erosional and depositional by water, wind, glaciers, etc. So what are the landforms formed due to water, wind and glacier, the erosional and depositional one? Like for example, for water we have Oxbow Lake. Similarly for glaciers we have outwash plain, then we have eskers, etc. Now these landforms along with their diagrams should be known by us. Then we have oceanography. In this we have hydrological cycles. Okay, so you should know how hydrological cycles function. Then we have seafloor spreading. What is the theory or working principle, and its diagram should be known by us. Then we have ocean floor configuration, relief and features. What are the relief and features of ocean floor configuration should be known to us in a diagrammatic format. Say I'm drawing a diagram, a rough diagram of ocean floor. This will be my continental shelf. This will be my continental slope. Then this is deep oceanic trenches. So in this format, you should prepare relief and features in a pictographical form. Then we should have knowledge of temperature and salinity distribution, how temperature and salinity is distributed across the ocean. Then comes an important topic, that is movement of ocean. In this we have waves, tides and currents. Okay, you should know the definition of each one of them, how they are formed, and their diagrams should be known to us. Then in climatology, we have Earth atmosphere. What is the composition of Earth atmosphere? How much oxygen is there? How much nitrogen is there should be known to us. Then its structure should be known to us, that there are various layers, like we have exosphere, mesosphere, troposphere. So these layers should be known to us. Then we have solar radiation, heat budget and temperature. You should just have a brief overview. What is solar radiation and what is the heat budget of globe, and how does it affect the temperature of the globe. Then next we have atmospheric circulation and weather system. This is again a very important topic. In this we have pressure belts. See, you know that the globe is divided in various pressure belts. We have various pressure belts across the globe. Now due to these pressure belts, there is a wind movement. Okay, so due to this pressure belt we have winds, and then in winds we have three types of wind: primary, secondary and tertiary. You should find out about each one of them. Say one of the example of secondary wind is land breeze and sea breeze. So like this you should know about the various wind and their types. Then we have air masses. What is their definition and how are they formed? Then these air masses become fronts. When do they become fronts, and what are the types of fronts? Like we have cold and warm fronts. This should be known by us. Then we have cyclones, thunderstorms. What is their definition? How do they occur? And you should just have a brief overview about Coriolis force. Then in water in atmosphere, you should know in which form water is present in atmosphere, in the form of fog, mist and haze. Then what are the types of clouds and what are the types of rainfall? Like we have convectional rainfall. Then we have cyclonic. Then we have frontal. So these are the various types of rainfall. Then this is again a very important topic. We should have a knowledge of effect of monsoon on Indian climate. One second. Effect of monsoon on Indian climate. What effect does monsoon has on Indian climate, on Indian agriculture and the various aspects of India? And you should also prepare diagram for this. Now in diagram, you should know that how rainfall is distributed across India. How much rainfall is there in Rajasthan, how much is there in the western coast, how much is there in the central and eastern India, like this. And you should also know the diagram of arrival of monsoon in India. Something like this is given in our NCERT. Na? How does monsoon arrives in India, like this, then at last it arrives in Rajasthan. So this diagram should be known to us along with the spatial distribution of rainfall. Then what are the factors which affect Indian monsoon? We have IOD, El Nino, Madden-Julian oscillation. These are the factors. Then we have natural vegetation. What are the types of forest and how are they distributed across India in a diagrammatic form? Again, say I have a map of India. So which forest is present in Uttarakhand should be known by me, which is there in northeast, what is there in Chhattisgarh. So which forest is found where, you should have a diagrammatical representation of this ready with you. Okay, I hope this is clear. Then we have world climate. What are the examples of world climate? Like we have taiga, tundra, savanna. So you should have a brief overview where taiga is found, where tundra is found, and where savanna is found, something on these lines. Then we have last topic, that is soil geography. In this we have soil and contents. What is the definition of soil? What are its contents? Then what is the process of soil formation and what are soil forming factors? See, the process of soil formation will include weathering, erosion and various such processes. And what are the soil forming factors? We have physical, chemical, biological. These are the soil forming factors. Then in types of soil, we have various soils such as red, black, alluvial, and their distribution should be known to you again in a map of India. Okay, in a map of India, you should know that alluvial soil is found here. black soil is found here. Okay, let me change the pen color, and red soil is found somewhere here. So like this you should know the distribution of soils. And at last we have soil erosion. What is the definition of soil erosion should be known to us, along with what are the reasons of soil erosion. One of the reason of soil erosion can be deforestation, then another reason can be desertification. So these are some of the reasons. And at last we have conservation. Let me rub somewhat here. Conservation, that how we can conserve the soil and what steps we can take, like we can build shelter belts. Okay, we can do organic farming. These are some of the steps that we can take. So this more or less concludes our first part of geography syllabus discussion. Thank you.